From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and joining me in the living room is attorney Kim Baer from the Baer Law Office. Hello, Kim.
Good morning, Lou.
We are going to talk about something that, if you turn the TV on at all and you see commercials, I guarantee you've seen a commercial for our topic today.
Yeah, I thought we'd talk about mesothelioma. And the reason why you're seeing so many commercials is because there was 30 billion, and that's right, billion.
Billion with a B.
Billion with a B. There was $30 billion that was put aside in a trust to handle these claims because they're pretty serious claims.
Okay, now let's talk about what this is.
Yeah, so what mesothelioma is it's something that's typically caused by exposure to asbestos. So it can cause tumors in your lungs, or usually we'll also see it sometimes in your stomach, in your abdomen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so it is ingested then? So
it's ingested. You breathe it.
Okay.
So, and a lot of times people will say, well, I don't know how I would have gotten it because I didn't work with asbestos. And what people don't realize is that, you know, when they were in their 20s and 30s, virtually everything was made with asbestos. I mean, we're talking brake parts. We're talking if you worked as a fireman, if you were in the service and you worked around ships, or you worked around aircraft, boiler parts, wiring if you were an electrician. I mean, just so many things were made with asbestos.
Yeah, you mentioned car parts, brake pads in
Yes.
particular. There was a company that had asbestos in their name to signify what the product was made of.
Yes.
So you're talking the automotive industry. People in the automotive industry could have been exposed to this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, you know, they're small fibers. They become airborne. You don't see them. You're inhaling them. You get them on your clothes. And then, you know, the problem with this is it takes, you know, 30, 40, 50 years to develop into a tumor. And so the latency period is quite long. So if you are diagnosed with mesothelioma, and there's a test that actually will tell you whether or not you have it, the primary #1 cause of mesothelioma is exposure to asbestos.
Okay, what about spouses of people that worked with asbestos?
Yeah, that's a great question, Lou. So if you've been exposed, so let's say that you worked in the shipyard and you were in the service, and you're coming home every day. You've got asbestos fibers probably on your skin, on your clothing, and so it's been airborne in our house. And so if I develop mesothelioma, I would have a claim because I can show that I lived with you and this is where you worked.
Okay, now how difficult is it to prove that this is the cause of your mesothelioma?
It's really not that difficult to prove because of the fact that there's a test that will tell you if you have it. So not all lung cancer or stomach cancer is mesothelioma. So this is a very specific type of cancer. And so if you're diagnosed with it, then what we do is we go back through your work history, your spouse's work history, maybe your parents' work history, that kind of thing, to see, okay, where could you have been exposed to it?
You just mentioned something that I didn't even think of. I mentioned something about spouses, but you said your parents.
Right, your parents.
In case your parents were exposed to asbestos.
Your siblings, maybe your roommates. Maybe you were in the service and you didn't work in the shipyards, but you were rooming with somebody that did.
That never even crossed my mind. That's something to really keep in mind. Now, how long do you have once you have been diagnosed to do something about this?
So you have a 2-year statute of limitations. So if you or someone you know has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you do want to get a hold of an attorney. Our law firm does handle these suits. We've got a couple that are going on right now, and you know they're serious claims. Most of them settle because we have this money that's set aside. So you just need to be aware of that. I would also share another statistic with you. About 30% of the claims are by veterans. So we see a lot of claims from people that were in the Air Force and the Navy.
Okay, so again, if you are a veteran, you have to request a test for this, or if you're not feeling well, or is that the best thing to do with your doctor?
Yes, and most doctors, I mean, if they've diagnosed you, they think you have lung cancer, they will usually do some type of biopsy, and the biopsy will tell them what type of lung cancer you have. If you've been in the service, or you've been exposed, you worked in the automotive industry, or you think you've been exposed to asbestos, you can always ask your doctor for the test, but usually the doctor wants to identify it because the treatment for mesothelioma is a little different, as is the life expectancy.
Okay, so can it be treated? You said the treatment for it?
There is treatment for it. They're developing new treatments. It is a very serious disease. I'm not going to mislead anybody. I mean, it's not a diagnosis anybody wants.
Okay, well, this is something you really need to sit down and talk to someone who knows about this, talk to an attorney about this. How do they get a hold of your office?
Sure, just give us a call, 515-279-2000. I mean, these are cases that we take on contingency fees, so it's not going to cost you anything up front or through the litigation. We're only paid if we obtain a settlement for the person or their family.
Okay, and you said that the likelihood of that is very good.
Yeah, it is very good because we've got this trust account that's set up, and causation usually is fairly easy to establish.
Okay,
So,
incredible information. Kim, thank you so much.
yeah, thank you, Lou.